of the great challenges that I have mentally in my life is lazy leaders. And young people, please don't get mad at me. But so many of the young leaders today in their 20s and in their early 30s, they look at people like me and they look at people like their parents, and they want us to build everything for them, develop everything for them, and then turn it over to them to be in charge. And young people, I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that. If you want to run something, you have to be able to build something. If you want to be in charge of something, you have to be able to grow something. And this idea that somehow young people, that people are going to hand you everything in life and you're just going to walk around being in charge and making decisions, I'm sorry, that's a fantasy. That's not a reality. Now, Nehemiah had the same problems in his day. In Nehemiah chapter 3, beginning with verse 1, he's mobilizing the people to rebuild the walls of the city of Jerusalem. It said that Undershepherd, the high priest, and the other priests started to rebuild at the sheep gate. They dedicated it and set up its doors, building the wall as far as the Tower of the 100, which they dedicated, and the Tower of Hananel. People from the town of Jericho worked next to them, and beyond them was Zakur, son of Imri. The fish gate was built by the sons of Hassanah. They laid the beams and set up its doors and installed its bolts and bars. Meremoth, son of Uriah, the grandson of Hakkoz, repaired the next section of wall beside him, where Meshullam, son of Berechiah, and the grandson of Meshabel, and then Zadok, son of Baana. Next were the people of Tekoa. Though their leaders refused to work with the construction supervisors. It's amazing to me. Here is Nehemiah trying to do something that's not going to benefit him. It's going to benefit the people. It's going to benefit the people who live in the city. And here he is trying to lead the people in this great work. And there's this one group of leaders, we're not going to get our hands dirty. You wonder, were they Kikai guys in those days? What's going on with these guys? They refuse to get their hands dirty. They're not going to work. Now, it always amazes me when we're doing a feeding project or something as simple as a neighborhood crusade, and there are leaders that just don't want to get dirty. They just don't want to work. Now, those people don't usually last very long around me because they just don't last around me. They need to go someplace where they can act elitist because, forgive me, when there's a job to done, there's no elitist. There's just a bunch of hard workers who sweat and get their hands dirty and get the job done in Jesus' name. But these men of Tekoa, these leaders of Tekoa would not work, but the people still did the work. And then if you look at verse 37, it makes you look at the people even more amazingly. It said, then came the people of Tekoa who repaired another section across from the great projecting tower and over the wall of Ophel. So even though the leaders wouldn't work, the people still worked. In my short life, I've seen things like that. I can remember delivering food in Cebu after the Yolanda. And a group of preachers all wanted to stay inside and eat the food, and they wanted me to join them to eat. And I said, no, our people are out there working. I'm going to join them. Well, you know what? They let me go out and do the work, and they stayed inside and ate food and sat around like little kings. But I went out and did the work. My people were working. I was going to work too. I can carry a sack of rice. I can carry daily manna boxes just as good as anybody else. I watched the ladies carrying the stuff. Grabe talaga. Now, the thing is, leaders, we need to lead the way in working. And the thing is, church members, whenever you see a lazy leader, rather than follow their example, rather than get mad and have a bad attitude, do like the people of Tekoa and just do an extra portion because you're going to set the example, not follow the example.